If you do commit to come, please text me and let me know when you're pulling up. I want to watch you pull up with a helmet on an orange scooter, hopefully in the rain. All right, before we begin the show, let's thank our sponsors. First and foremost, our title sponsor, Once Upon a Coconut, all natural, non-GMO coconut water with natural electrolytes and no added sugar. You can choose from pure blueberry, pineapple, watermelon, sparkling energy, and chocolate flavors with Once Upon a Coconut. Stay hydrated and refreshed. And if you're wondering why it tastes so darn good, it's due to a combination of factors, including the freshness and sweetness of young coconut water, the lack of additives, and the natural electrolytes present. And the best part about it, Once Upon a Coconut, 10% of profits go to charity that benefit our communities, including the Down Syndrome Foundation, Breast Cancer Foundation, Leukemia Society. Good things, good people, great product. So you can grab it at some Sprouts, you can grab it on Amazon, you can go online to find a store near you or purchase it right there off of their website, onceuponacoconut.com. It is delish. Big thanks to Inspect All Pest Services, our buddy Nick and the crew over at Inspect All Pest Services, providing the highest quality termite, pest, and wildlife control. That's not all they do. Inspect All can take care of your insulation, pressure washing, gutter maintenance, and other home services in Metro Atlanta and the surrounding areas. Remember, seasonal, you get different bugs and critters all around your house, so you want to go with the best in the business, and that would be one of our fine sponsors from day one, InspectAllServices.com. It's the Mad Dog, Manny Arora with the Arora Law Firm, best darn defense attorney in the world, litigating all over the United States, based out of Georgia. We're talking criminal defense, white-collar crime, DUI, drug offenses, appeals, and more. And you can always get your legal questions answered by the Mad Dog, Manny Arora, by getting those to me. And when he pops up on a show, you get your questions answered. So go to thebaileyshow.com and we'll get those questions to the Mad Dog. The Arora Law Firm.com. He is the best in the business when it comes to therapists. There's no doubt about that. I use them, and so should you. We're talking about Dr. David Markwell with Ridgeline Counseling. He's got 10 therapists in-house, 3 different locations there in Georgia, one across from Sprayberry High School in Sandy Plains in East Cobb, Marietta near the Square in McKaysville, just outside of Blue Ridge. But if you're not in Georgia and you need to talk to the good doctor, then you can go online and get virtual sessions. Ridgeline Counseling at gmail.com if you'd like to email him directly, or go online to markwelltherapy.com. There is no better time to check if your insurance is any good. That's why FBC Insurance is waiting for you to reach out. You can call them at 888-308-1841 or email them info@fbcinsuranceservices.com. I just switched up my car insurance because I got a better deal at FBC Insurance. They were the people to find it. Perfect for new homeowners, especially if you're trying to reshop those current insurance policies. 5-star service, multi-policy, bundled discounts, and they're going to shop every carrier out there to find the best insurance for your house, flood, storm season, auto, motorcycle, boat, recreational vehicle, or just a personal policy. 888-308-1841 or go online, FBCInsuranceServices.com. Another one of our great sponsors in storm season. You have to talk to the good people at Alternate Power Solutions of Georgia. Family owned and operated. They are a Generac generator dealer, founded in 2012. So storm season, power goes out. Who knows when it's coming back on? Don't be that guy or girl that does not have a backup plan and having power for whatever it be, especially medical devices, fans, air conditioning, so on and so forth. Offering sales, service, installation, and repair of automatic home standby and portable generators, every single one of you. When you become a customer at Alternate Power Solutions of Georgia, you get an upgraded warranty, free monitoring, and warranty repair. A+ rating with a BB&B, and you pay nothing until the job is complete. Call or request a free home assessment and go to their website, poweringgeorgia.com, or buzz them at 770-853-7571. Use the discount code Bailey, my last name, and get $500 off your entire installation. All right? Servicing Georgia and Tennessee. Again, another great sponsor of the BS podcast that is going to come to your aid here during storm season. And I'm talking about Cliff Bratcher and Jayco Contracting. This one hits home for me because I needed advice from Cliff and Jayco Contracting when my mother got a hole in her roof. Now, Jayco Contracting helping the good folks out in Georgia. And if you're in Georgia, you call him this storm season just to know that you're going to be taken care of when that tree falls through your roof or your shingles come off or a hole somehow appears. course, right? They are a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning, licensed and insured roofing and gutter specialists covering all of Georgia. Keep in mind, if you've not gone through this process, Cliff and Jayco Contracting are going to take care of it from start to finish. That means dealing with the insurance companies. That can be a headache and a negotiation, and they're the best to do it. Commercial and residential satisfaction guaranteed. JaycoContracting.com, or 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You give Cliff Bratcher a call at 770-316-3876. Alive Ozone Therapy Spa in Altamont Springs, Florida. This is mine and my wife's wellness spa. If you have an autoimmune, cancer, HIV, just simple biohacking, long COVID, the answer is yes to just about anything that's going on in your body. Most of the time it starts with inflammation, and ozone therapy, it decreases inflammation. So ozone therapy, we are the first and only to do it in Central Florida. That is Alive Ozone Therapy Spa. We also offer red light therapy, halo therapy, pressotherapy, PMF grounding mat, as well as naturally in-house made ozone infused products like the magnesium butter that many of you absolutely love. Ozone therapy, what is it? Quickly, it repairs and rejuvenates your cells to the mitochondrial level by using activated oxygen. Simple as that. No side effects. That's all there is to it. It's a 30-minute session, and you actually burn up to 600 calories when you're in the Hocket sauna. We do it the most non-invasive way. So whether you're in the area or you want to travel, book an appointment, AliveOzoneTherapySpa.com. All the products you can get there as well. And remember, for you two peers, use the discount code BS10 to take that off those online products. If you want to be a sponsor of the show, reach out to me via thebaileyshow.com. And if you are a listener of this podcast and you need any of our great sponsors, please reach out to them. Now, let's begin.
What do we want to talk about?
To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Welcome to the Bailey Show podcast. A guy show women love to listen to.
Intellectually immature nonsense.
That's BS.
That's BS.
That's BS. That's BS.
Okay, then, let's do it.
Yeah, there it is. Your free day episode. Episode 362 of the BS podcast. Thanks for being here. My name's Jason Bailey. There's the Bald Badger, Benjamin. Hello, Benjamin.
Howdy.
There's the Fox with two X's. Melissa Fox, how are you?
I'm good. What's up, everybody?
I just found out recently that I'm having a birthday party this Saturday at the Ravenous Pig in Winter Park, Florida, for all to come. I thought my birthday was taken care of with what we did last weekend.
That's not that gay bar, is it?
It is, yeah. That's why we're doing it there.
Gay BQ. That's what they call it.
It's a gay BQ. Extra sauce, please. The white stuff.
Ooh, not the hot stuff. Oh.
Yeah.
Alabama.
Ooh, I can suck the meat off those.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a secret, so I didn't bring it up.
It's on Facebook.
I didn't know that she could block you from seeing that, baby.
Yeah,
that's what I thought was happening.
Didn't you really? Oh, I thought I was invited. So, I mean.
Yeah, apparently she didn't know about the block option.
Well, she knows I'm not a big surprise guy. She threw me a surprise birthday party for my 40th.
Once.
And it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. But she knows that, like, I kind of have to know what I'm doing and where I'm going. But she was telling me, she said, you know, we're doing this thing on Saturday for your birthday, you know, and I said, well, we already did something. There's no, like, we don't have to do anything. And she's like, it's your 50th birthday party. I was like, I don't even want to acknowledge it. I'm having a problem with this 50 thing. And she says, but it's huge. All these people are coming. I said, what do you mean all these? I don't have many friends. What are you talking about? All these people are coming. Well, we know after last episode, Melissa Fox isn't going to come.
Oh, no, I'll come to this one. It's a gay bar, right?
Yeah, because
I'll be safe there. They won't.
That's right.
Sure, I can find something with somebody to talk about.
So all these people are coming that I didn't expect. Like, my cousins just happened to be in town that day. That's way cool, right? I haven't seen them in a minute. And she's just giving me the list of people that are coming. I'm like, well, this is crazy. You know, this is going to be like a party. She's like, yeah. I'm like, did you tell them to bring some shit? Like, bring me some prizes. Bring me some dip. Bring me something. She's like, well, I didn't say that. I just told him it was a birthday party. I'm like, well, this is great. This is cool. I don't normally have birthday parties.
Come to think of it, it did not say surprise party. So, I stand corrected. It just said party.
She knows.
Party.
She knows. Party. So you can do this party. I mean, in all seriousness, it's not a gay bar, but you can do this party, but you can't do the party at the house.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm not, I'm not committing to anything.
You're one of those. Okay.
She doesn't want to suffer the wrath of the I didn't make it speech.
Well,
right.
Here's the problem. I don't care if people don't make it. Just don't say you're going to make it.
Never did.
I never said you did.
Exactly.
That's
the thing. I don't say, yeah, I'll be there, commit. I know. I say I will try. I'll let you know. I'll see what happens. I'm very non-committal.
But if you are a usual no-show, that's almost as worse because it's like pointless. There's certain people that I don't even invite anymore because they would do things like that. Just be like, yeah, well, I'll try to make, or they'll say, yeah, I'm going to make, or they'll say they're going to make it and they're not there for like 3 hours later, which is not going to happen. I hate that.
I'm not disrespectful to the invite, but I do request that people continue to invite me. Just a lot of times it's just schedule issues. Like, honestly, your party this weekend, I was tired. I got up at 3:30 to get my butt to start working at 5 o'clock, to zooming around Walmart, shopping for 8 people at a time for the next 7 hours. And then considering riding home my scooter in the rain, a downpour, mind you. And then like, hey, I think it'd be a great idea to go hang out at Bailey's for the next few hours, with a bunch of people that I don't know and be stuck out there with Ben driving, things that accumulate in my head, and the more I felt stranded in my head. So I was like,
Melissa Fox, if I can ask one thing for my 50th birthday party from you.
How come?
Well, no, outside of being non-committal and this party that my wife is throwing me at the Ravenous Pig in Winter Park. Okay. If you do commit to come, please text me and let me know when you're pulling up. I want to watch you pull up with a helmet on an orange scooter, hopefully in the rain.
I wouldn't make it there in Winter Park all the way in Winter Park on my scooter, but it'd be fun. It'd be fun to watch, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yes, just you like.
I'll make it to the barn. I'll come see you at the barn. That is, if Ben doesn't run me over on my way there.
I made no promises.
Again, I be non-committal. What the hell? It's running around. It's rampant.
If it's raining,
yeah, it could happen, right?
That's what happened last time. Ben's just running over people. If you're wondering why I'm losing people on the show, it's because Ben's running them over.
Let me check my schedule.
The irony of this conversation is I drive like a grandma.
Oh.
I hit nothing.
What is it? Next Saturday, I work 2 to 10. Yeah, I'm screwed out of that party.
Well, just take the day off.
Yeah.
Or just call them.
You must not know a thing called work ethic, because I have one. I don't take days off.
I have very good work ethic, but I also understand that there's sometimes more important things than work.
Like a party?
My 50th birthday.
At the Ravenous Pig.
At the Ravenous Pig, the non-gay.
I'm kind of excited because I have never been there.
Have you now? Not me.
I've never been to the Ravenous Pig.
I've never been either.
I think I have been. I'm pretty sure I have been.
Isn't there one like the Loaded Ram or Ram the Ham or something that is down there that's a gay bar?
That's the gay bar. I was going to say the Loaded Rammed Ham. Yeah, that's the gay bar.
I can't think of the name of it, but it's something pig oriented. Damn it.
Ravenous Pig, isn't that like by Ivanhoe or something?
I have no idea, dude.
Yeah, it's down there in the Antique District.
What do I look like? Your navigation? I have no idea.
Yeah, you do. All right. If you don't know where you're going, how can we show up at your party?
Because I put it in my truck. Hey, so since this is a Freebay episode, you missed me saying this on Tuesday's released subscriber episode, but we have a new title sponsor for the BS podcast, and we cannot thank Once Upon a Coconut enough for being our new title sponsor. Their logo is going to be everywhere. They should be in your refrigerator everywhere, or just in your garage if you just want to drink them warm. They're just as delicious. Numerous flavors. That just happens to be the chocolate flavor, which is like a dessert. But if you look at the ingredients, first and foremost, coconut water is very good for you. And you look at it and you go, well, look at all the sugar, right? These are natural sugars. Your body still needs sugar. I understand there is a concept of if you're trying to lose weight or be healthier, not to have sugars. That's there's bad sugars and there's good sugars. sugars from coconut. And this drink is a little bit more sweet because they use young coconuts, which is a thing, filled with electrolytes, different flavors, absolutely amazing. Find the store nearest you that carries them by going to onceuponacoconut.com, or you can order online. They just got into the state of Georgia. You'll most likely run across a lot of big names backing Once Upon a Coconut, like Gary Brecka, Dana White, Draymond John. The owner, John, is from Orlando. Fantastic guy. 10% of the profits go to specific charities like lymphoma and breast cancer. So they're doing good things with a good product. But we really appreciate them becoming our first, after all these years, title sponsor. You know, they're going to be on all the episodes that we release throughout the week, which brings me to my next point. I'm in the process of changing things up. As you'll notice, the format of the shows will be changing as far as the production goes. That's pretty cool, treating it more like a television show. Thanks to our videographer, Buddy, for playing a huge part in that. But we will also be adding one, maybe two new podcasts to the feed. So keep an eye out for that. Make sure you're following us on social media at Listen to the BS, and you'll get updates starting this week, actually. So, but by the time we're recording this, I just want to make sure that everything goes well with this new podcast. But you'll dig it. It's going to be me and a different person, and we're going to be talking about different things, and it's going to be rock and roll based, and it's going to be pretty cool. So one of our fine sponsors with Jayco Contracting, Cliff Bratcher, he's going to pop in here probably towards the end of this episode. I got a lot of questions for Cliff. I thought this would be a good time to have him on. Now, Jayco Contracting in Georgia deals specifically with Georgia people. I've got a problem here in Florida, and they do roofing, right, and gutters. My mother has a hole in her roof, and I've never been through this experience before. Hurricane season started this week. I thought it would be educational and great information to figure out how the fuck you handle it, because it is a pain in the dick dealing with insurance companies. There is a lot of scammer roofers out there.
Yep.
Oh my God.
There's over 7,000 roofers in the state of Florida with a license, not to mention if they're any good.
Plus, there's attorneys out there, real estate attorneys for this whole thing. There's different litigations. There's insurance companies that'll ass rape you. There's insurance companies that'll say, "Oh, sorry, we're just going to fold up and take our shingle and go to another state." What covered? Oh, you see, there's still blue tarps out there on roofs from a long time ago now. Still out there.
It seems to be a situation, roofing, or a hole in the roof like my mother has right now, that it would be simple. Insurance, roofing company.
Not at all. No.
There are so many people that want a piece of that pie. And I guess they can overcharge the insurance company. So you get adjusters and second adjusters and this guy and that guy. And everybody wants a cut of this money.
Everybody gets a cut of it. Yeah.
It's
and none of the work actually ends up getting done because it takes forever for the I's and T's to get dotted and crossed.
So Cliff will pop on. Have you guys seen, and if you haven't, I highly suggest you watch this series. I think it's like 4-ish episodes. It's on CNBC. It's called Empires of New York. Familiar with it?
No.
Yes.
I cannot say I am.
Okay. Can't say I'm familiar with it. The CNBC you speak of.
Yeah, CNBC. It's an offshoot of NBC. You know, it's like where they have the financial stuff like that. But they have the series. It's called Empires with an S of New York.
Okay.
I see what they did there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I got that.
So what they talk about is it's all based off of a handful of figures that really defined
like
New
Carnegie
York.
and those guys.
Boski's one of them.
Okay.
Leona Helmsley is another.
Okay, so we're up higher than the actual founding of New York. We're a little more like after it was founded. Now we're in like the 80s. You just said Helmsley.
Yeah, it's strictly about
Hilton, things like that.
So the 80s is the decade that redefined New York City. Up until the 80s.
Right, when Giuliani cleaned all that crap up and all that, yeah.
New York City was, I mean, now it's the mecca of the world.
Yes.
But up until the 80s, New York City almost deteriorating. I mean, literally,
Shithole.
yeah, it was horrible. Crime, drugs, mafia run. I mean, it was bad.
Mhm.
What we see of New York today is nothing like it
Oh,
was in the 80s. But you had these figures like Ivan Boesky, Leona Helmsley,
Okay.
Rudy Giuliani, John Gotti, and Donald Trump
Donald Trump.
Correct. Trumps.
that redefined the 80s into what it is today. Good and bad, which I'll make that point here in a second. So Boesky, if you're not familiar with Boesky was coined a Wall Street genius. Now you have to understand 1980, when Ronald Reagan was elected president for his first term, the country was in a, you're coming out of Vietnam. It's the tech run hadn't even started yet. It was a different world. In New York, where Wall Street, where, the center of the universe around Wall Street, right? It was kind of starting to boom, right? Because what Trump is doing in office today is really mirroring what Reagan did in the 80s. I mean, he took his slogan, Make America Great Again. Just for those that get so upset of the Make America Great Again hats, that's not a new slogan. That was Ronald Reagan's slogan in the 80s. I mean, he's just taking the same slogan, the idea of tariffs, the same playbook for the most part that Ronald Reagan had in the 80s, right? So the economy started to turn around, Wall Street started to turn around, and you would see these figures like Boesky. Everybody thought he was a genius. He was foreshadowing the future of Wall Street. If you've ever watched Michael Douglas,
Greed.
Wall Street.
right? Yeah,
Wall Street,
yeah,
guys.
yeah. Good.
Where Gecko.
Greed is good.
The speech "Greed is good" actually came from Boesky. That was a Boesky speech. He said greed is good, and then he explained it and so on and so forth. When Michael Douglas was, I guess talking to Congress or whatever it was in the movie. So it goes and tells how great they did and what they're doing. Leona Helmsley didn't come from shit. She married Harry Helmsley. He's the one that had all the money. She just became the queen of mean and started to take over all the hotels and all the properties. Trump comes in and he wants to make a name for himself. So he starts buying and buying and buying. He was so in over his head. It wasn't even funny, So like now when you hear people take shots at Donald Trump and say, you made how do you bank, how do you not have a successful casino? Well, when he opened up the Taj Mahal, he was so in debt that he had to make $1 million a day, which no casino had ever done at the time. And he was sure that he was going to do it. Well, he didn't do it. So yes, eventually Trump filed bankruptcy for his first company, but then he resurrected himself going into the 90s and figured another way to become famous, by putting himself into movies and television and becoming a public figure. All these people power hungry. John Gotti went against everything that the mafia was about. He was dealing drugs. The mafia, the Gambino family did not like drugs. Mm-hmm. And he was making a ton of money by dealing drugs. Well, the big dog found out about it and it was like kill or be killed. So he and Sammy the Bull take out the big dog. All right. And then you have Rudy Giuliani, who's this nerdy ass Robin to whoever Batman would be, this nerdy ass superhero that comes in and tries to be a tough guy and just starts roasting every single one of them. He gets Boesky for insider trading. He gets Helmsley for tax evasion, among other things. He takes down Gotti. They're able to turn Sammy the Bull on Gotti. Trump's the only one that did not have any legal issues with Giuliani, hence their relationship moving forward, in the 80s. It's a fascinating story, but what it teaches you and what it tells you is that without the greed and the deception and the unethical motives from these larger than life figures, we would never have New York here today because it still exists. It's just they haven't gotten caught yet. I mean, every decade you get a Boesky. We had Enron. Every decade we get a Helmsley. We had Martha Stewart. Nancy Pelosi, who's never been caught, but I know damn well she's insider trading. So you every decade you have these larger than life figures, but in a weird way, you need them for progress because they are very smart and they do like really good things. It's crazy how it twists your mind and brain to look at these horrible people that did horrible things, I should say, and go, wow, they really did a lot of good out of all that. And then you look at where they're at, afterwards, like Boesky became a recluse in Southern California. And he got money from a divorce and he just lived quietly the rest of his days with like $20 million.
He didn't have any money left over from the boom?
No.
He didn't hide anything?
Well, I mean, who knows? But
we don't know that for sure.
Right. There's no way that these guys like a Boesky's, there's no way they don't have offshore accounts. There's
Yeah, little shell corporation.
Yeah.
Sure.
When you see a multimillionaire, a billionaire, they say they've lost it all.
No.
I don't buy that at all. I don't.
Yeah, but they're still driving a Maybach.
Yeah,
I don't have any money left.
Mm.
Let me get my Maybach.
I don't believe that at all. But it's fascinating to see. I always tell people it's a great analogy from what New York City was and then what it is today. It's Seinfeld to Friends. If you watch Seinfeld, it's very like cinematography wise, it's dark. It's grays and blacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
You look at Friends, it's very upbeat. Seinfeld episodes, mugging, traffic, mean soup Nazi, angry,
no story, no content, stories about nothing.
Right, but the describing New York, it's gray. It's
gritty.
Negative. They're making
the grittier side.
Yeah, they're making fun of the negative. You watch Friends.
There's hardly any New York side of it, other than here and there. The few gritty that is like a laundromat or something goofy.
Oh,
like
come
that.
on! It's the Central Perk. You don't get more New York than that.
Yeah, but it's happy. It's bright colors.
Oh yeah.
And they're friends and they're making friends. And they're dating and they're going out. But that's what it was from the 80s to the 90s. And there was so much going on, not only in the country, but in New York. I mean, you had racial divide. That's why Giuliani lost his first run at governor, was because Dinkins came in, who was a black man, and was like, Giuliani's like, I'm taking down crime like I've done. If you're doing bad, I'm putting you away. Dinkins comes in and goes, look, we need to talk. We need to get on the same page, and we're going to do it passively and peacefully. People bought into it. It didn't work. It did
not work.
No, you needed Giuliani to come in there and lay the hammer down. Like when he came in, his next big, they didn't talk about this, but his next big thing, and this was when he was governor, I believe, in the mid 80s, was taking down the corrupt police force.
Oh, and all of the strips, all of the crap that were around Central Park, all of that, except for Scores.
Right. Scores.
Scores is cool. Everything else has got to go. And it cleaned up. It went from like XXX to A+. It was like, wow.
And you can see that like in God, what was the movie? They taught, well, like American Gangster was a little bit of that, but there was another movie where they had the corrupt police force and stuff, and Giuliani gets credit for taking that. And then of course Giuliani is the governor during 9/11, and becomes a hero, which blew me away that the guy never after 9/11 was able to become president. Then we find out that he's just as a corrupt creep as anybody else. When he's
thought differently in the first place, please.
Well, if you look at his track record, his resume, he was like a straight arrow Gennaro. I mean,
lawyer.
He was a lawyer, but
he's a lawyer. Stop right there.
He was a power
lawyer.
Well, I know lawyers that are good people. I mean, not all lawyers are bad.
No, but there's a certain amount of manipulation that, just like you mentioned Trump earlier. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Trump. Yeah. He knows the law. He knew the laws, or he had somebody who did know the laws of our country and the state of New York, and how to manipulate them in his favor when it came to bankruptcy, when it came to real estate, et cetera, and use that in his favor. There was nothing illegal about what he did. He just manipulated the situation to work out the way
One of Trump's best lines was when he was debating Hillary, and she tried to tag him for certain loopholes that he had with his taxes, and he goes, "You're the one that made it."
Right, you're the one that put him there. Yeah.
I just used them.
He says, "I'm just using them. Right. You put them in place for people like me to use them. What am I doing wrong? You're the one that invented it."
So, and Giuliani, I felt like it's the same way. I feel like anybody that gets to that tier, up that high, that apex, has found their way around the system without necessarily, breaking, bending, snapping, bending enough, but not necessarily snapping, that cord.
I don't think that you can get to that. You can't get that type of power without breaking rules, stabbing backs. You've got to go dark at some point. It's just I mean I've seen it on a smaller scale. Melissa, you've seen it on a smaller scale in the radio business. Look, let me tell you something. Every market manager that I've worked for in my 30 years in radio, with the exception of two. My first one, Mike Gonick, was a good guy. He was a good guy that loved his people. Linda Bird, Orlando. She is a great woman. She loved her company. She loved her radio stations. She was a good person. Mm-hmm. I left the nest. I went to Atlanta. I worked for a market manager that in his previous job had a stack of sexual
assault
complaints. Let's just put it that way.
Harassment.
Sexual harassment. Yeah.
There you go.
And I know for a fact from girls in the sales department stories, right? I just know. I always thought that was odd. Before him, when I went to Atlanta, actually my first job, I worked for a guy that was fucking the promotions girl. And he was married, right?
Shocker.
And he was married. Okay. Then I go to California and I'm working for a market manager that's sleeping with the brand manager. I'm the bad guy. So anyway, the point of me saying that is, for some reason, when you're in a place of power, you do these dumb things. And I don't understand why. Like, if I were in charge, let's say I were a market manager of a radio station, not that I'd ever want that job. Well, let's just say I was a market manager. I don't care how much power that I think I have, or how much money they're paying me. I would not cheat on my wife. And if I were to cheat on my wife, I sure the fuck ain't going to do it at work. That's suicide right there on so many different levels. But it seems like all these different people are put there and they never get fired because they're protected by somebody that's higher up than them. And they can't fire them because then they would look stupid and they would be
dirt.
Yeah, there's just pictures and good, dirt. And I got the goods on this one. You asked me in a previous show why I thought I hadn't gone further. And I think that's one of the reasons is, I've opened too many doors and seen too much of what's going on inside. Long of the short. Been like, whoa. Mm-hmm. And I'm the opposite. So instead of moving me ahead, I get forced out. It's like, oh God, we can keep her out of the circle.
Well,
she knows too much.
She knows too much,
Yeah,
as opposed to bringing her into the circle, because I'm a loose cannon. And a lot of people, God, I say what's on my mind. I mean, I don't necessarily think about it because that's part of the whole, it's part of the radio persona. It's part of my mental health issues and, whatever. So I might say something and it might come out and it might be, oh yeah, I remember the other day when I caught you two in the closet. What?
Yeah. But here's the thing. After watching the show, Empires of New York, realizing that all these people of enormous power are unethical, their morals suck. They're banging everything that walks. And of course, I always bring it back to my career. And I'm going, all these people that I've worked for have done the same thing. They're always cheating on their wives, cheating on their husbands. And I despise that. It just grosses me out. But I'm going, maybe they're right. Maybe that's how you do it. That's how you get success. You have to be in a power position. You have to cheat on your significant other. You have to lie to the people that are under you. And that's what makes people successful, is if you're that person.
That's why I'm happy where I am.
Watch. Yeah. But look, you have a lot less money than them.
So I'm not corrupt. I have my morals and my ethics. We talked about that 2 seconds ago, where I have work ethic and moral ethics when it comes to this.
I got to tell you,
They are corrupt. But if you went in naively, Jason, watching the show thinking, oh, I'm going to see all this unicorns and rainbows about these people, you had to know that there's corruption.
well, that
And of
makes good TV. Of course I did. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you knew that going in. You make it seem like, oh, wow, I'm so disappointed in my heroes.
No, they're not my heroes. I of course, I mean, one, it's a television show, so there's gotta be conflict. And I already know the story behind all of them anyway.
Right.
It was just interesting for them to lay it out. Excuse me.
Hey.
It was just interesting for them to lay it out and the details of the downfall, because Americans love a train wreck, but what they love even more is the regroup.
Nah.
Look at the Chrisleys right now. Are you not, or you think people are not going to watch their next reality show that they started filming the day they got out of jail? Of course, people are going to watch that because it's
Savannah.
Did this Empires of the New York, did they get into Giuliani's melting hair yet, or is that coming in the next episode?
Right. Or are they going to have that picture where he's in drag with Trump? Because that's my favorite. One of my favorites.
no, it ended in like 88.
What?
And then it gave you, so this is an older show. So like, then it gives you the little, what they're doing now at the very end.
The update.
Yeah. So the
VH1 style.
the update was Trump was elected 45th president of the United
No, we haven't caught up that much. I got you.
So, I mean, he's 47th.
Speaking of which, when's the Christies coming back? That was like the only reality show I got sucked into ever. And only because it was on late at night, I think is why I got sucked into it on USA back in the
You want to talk about the most gimmicky people that exist?
Oh my God, he's so gay.
Dude.
Sorry.
So they're Atlanta people. You see them all over town, and real estate stuff. It is such a work. It's not.
I
even,
know. Oh, I know. It was so put together. It's so put together.
They're not a fan. Not a fan. And,
No, and not I either. It was such a, again, now you talk about train wreck. Yes. I watched the show because it was a train wreck just unfolding every time. There was no recovery. It was just like, oh my God, it just keeps getting worse.
I've heard of this show, but I've never, that one in, what's the other one? Vanderpump Rules.
No, that
I've
one
heard of
I've
both of them, but I've got no
heard
clue.
of that, never seen it. But the curses, like I said, I got stuck at one point when I still had regular cable box and it was on USA, and it would just be on repeatedly, and I'd be like, I just leave it on in the background. Every once in a while, I lift up it, like, we're gonna go and drag. Okay, I'm like, what the?
It's like real life designing women.
Well, it's Georgia. I mean, that's the attraction is because they're Georgia money.
Absolute idiots with money and an accent. Yeah.
And the grandmother makes it.
Grandmother was great. That
Yeah,
was the other is when she was on, I was watching, and Savannah was so she tried to be stupid, but she actually is smart. And I couldn't figure out what the producers were trying to do with her. She actually has brains, the daughter, the one daughter, and then there's like all that infighting, and there's like kids from another marriage, and one of them's on drugs, or jail, and what? And then there's a colored kid involved.
Colored kid, really? That's
Yeah,
Brown skinned.
got some
Chloe.
Yeah.
Chloe, the 5-year-old. Then she wasn't allowed to be shown because they were using her. It's a good show. You got to watch it.
Question for you, Melissa Fox.
Yes.
Back to you having these anxiety issues with going to parties and whatnot.
Yeah.
What about this month? This month is June. It's gay. It's Gay Pride Month, right?
Yeah.
So if it's a gay party, you would have no problem with that, right?
No, I hate those parties.
You don't go to gay party. You're gay.
So
You don't go to gay parties.
no,
Why do you hate them?
I don't hate them. I don't get invited to them.
I'm just repeating what you just said. You said I literally hate these parties.
I hate them. No, I did I? No, I don't go to those parties. I don't get invited to them usually.
Is it the flamboyance? Is it the decadence? Is it the bright colors? What do you not enjoy?
Okay, first of all, it's such involved. Okay, you mean gay? Are you not? Ben, you're talking flamboyance. That would imply men. Okay, that's a different party.
sure.
I wouldn't be invited to that party. Wouldn't want to go.
Okay.
because that would be just a bunch of peacocking men, and they wouldn't have any interest in the fact that I'm there unless I was there to help mix drinks or something. The other one, that's going to be a bunch of short-haired. They all look like gym teachers or
Jim
den
Norton?
mothers. Gym teachers or den mothers. You know the ones,
I got you.
Cub Scout den mothers. All right, with the short hair flannel and the men's cargo shorts.
Got it.
Usually.
Yep,
Crocs.
softball.
Crocs.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. And I don't fit in with that at all. They look at me and they're like, "Oh, what the hell? Do you bring a straight girl, huh?
Mhm.
Who's girl? Who brought the
What
straight
party
girl?"
do you fit in? Like, if there were a party called Foxes and Coxes, like, would
Probably
you?
your party. Yours. I just missed it.
So my party's the party.
It probably would have been absolutely wonderful at your party. I just was tired.
I need to ask you, Melissa Fox, with it being Gay Pride Month, and you are the representative for the gay community on this show.
Oh God.
I
That's
ran
right.
across a post from a radio station that I'm familiar with.
Mhm.
And before I give my 2 cents, I want you to read the post and I want you to tell me what you make out of it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead. There you go.
The fuck?
It says 96.9, the Eagle KKGL were only going early this year by request, meaning the gay pride colors in their logo. If we get complaints, it stays up longer. Be nice. Signed 96.9 the Eagle. All right. What do you make out of that?
Can you put the colors back up again? The original colors? Wow, those are terrible colors. Yeah, you can get rid of that. Okay, so the gay colors.
No. The actual post. What do you?
See, they're gonna put up the gay colors on their post. Is that what they're gonna do? Is that
Right.
what they mean?
And they said, like it or not, this is what's happening. And if you get complaints, what's staying up longer.
Okay, because there's a lot of different colors in the gay
Don't worry about the colors. Lose the colors. The post. The post. I'm asking you about the post.
Well, I think the 3 guys that liked it, that were the same guys that posted it, it kind of causes something. Like, you're the 4th guy that saw that. I don't know what you were doing.
I'll tell you, that was a real American gay treat to put that up there. That's what they said.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There's actually several thousand. Yeah, there's several thousand.
1,600 comments. A
Yeah.
couple guys in management from different companies.
I think that's kind of cool. Yeah,
Cool.
no, I think it's attention getting. I doubt they'll stick to their word. I don't know why they would be inviting negative comments, but
Yeah, why would you
know,
threaten your audience base though?
Thank you. That's
because
dumb.
it's probably not their base. First of all, gays are probably not their base. I mean, we're everywhere, people.
so. I'm okay. You guys, that's the answer I was looking for.
Yeah, I figured.
So this is a radio station out of Sacramento.
Mm.
It's a very powerful radio station, classic rock station. It's a heritage classic rock station. And they made this post thinking, and when I say they, one girl who's thinks she's a lesbian made this post. She's their social media person. I don't know why. I don't know why you would this is the worst radio post I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Why would you polarize your audience like that? And you sign it the radio station. This girl's not even on the radio station. So she's now representing, let's take the morning guy, for example, who I know for a fact saw this and shook his head. He's like, just give me my paycheck. I can't believe they put this shit up. I know that for a fact because the dude is as red as it gets, and he is as like no bullshit, no wokey. He's a good dude. I can't believe they allowed that to stay up there. I remember when social media started to become a thing for radio, and it was like rule number 1: don't like it represents all of us as the radio station. It's our brand. Say things that are generic that are going to go across the board.
Yeah, a singular agenda is not a good idea in my opinion.
You're a classic rock station. Radio companies tell major radio personalities, don't even go there. Don't talk politics. Don't talk gay.
Don't talk apparently. Yeah, look what happened. Look what
Can't
happened.
say the damn word, Bailey. This is a podcast.
That's it. He's done. You just flagged him.
I know you just Russ. So you lose one listener, and that could mean a difference between 12th place and first place. That could mean a difference between a $30,000 bonus and no bonus.
Now there is some weird ass math, and again, there's some weird mentality in there, and I've done it before. We've talked about it, and that is that a compliment will only go so far, but a negative statement, like I just went to IHOP and I had the absolute worst experience. Now I tell you that, and next thing you know, you're gonna drive past there and you're gonna go, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go there. I remember Melissa said she had a bad experience, and then you're gonna go with somebody else, and the same is gonna pass and pass and pass. Whereas a good experience doesn't travel as fast as a bad experience does. So maybe she was using that mentality. She thought, you know what, I'll throw a bait out there of negative, and I'll get all this positive response. Well, yeah, she blew the cat on this one.
Yeah, that was horrible. Like it's literally, when I saw it come up on my feed because I follow them, I'm like, I can't believe they did that. I mean,
Yeah, it's horrible.
And I know their new market manager, and he's very open-minded, and he's a great dude, a fantastic dude. But this girl's been talked to numerous times about this stuff, and now that the guy is no longer there, she's got no. She did the same thing on the station that I was at. She made it all about herself and all about her beliefs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, be supportive. Yes, that's cool. Say the radio station supports gay pride. But nothing wrong with that. Now, granted, when I went back in the timeline, I didn't see supporting other months for other things, which that's an issue. You kind of have to be on par. That's fine. Support it. No one's got a problem with supporting those in that community and that lifestyle, but don't make threats to people that don't. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's just horrible.
Not to mention, from a graphic standpoint, that post sucked.
Whatever that was in the first place behind them is horrible.
Graphically, it was just a shitty post.
Dude, I mean, were they
Didn't even look
supporting
good.
Ukraine? What was that? That's why I should put it back up again. The colors. I'm like, are they already talking about? What are they? Is that BDSM in there? I can't tell, but somewhere in there.
I didn't know green. I thought it was a rainbow. I didn't know green got up in there.
That's not a rainbow. It's not even the right graphic. I don't even know what I'm looking at.
That's what I just said. I said I thought it was a rainbow. I didn't know
That's
green.
their graphic, isn't it? That's not a pride rainbow.
Well, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about pride. I know they are.
Well, I didn't fucking pride rainbow.
That's what I'm saying. They changed it. Maybe when you
Pride
die,
rainbow is 6, and the only thing it's missing is that one blue.
Maybe that's actually some sort of strange hybrid Peruvian eagle that they're supporting.
See,
That's
that's what I
was.
was saying. It looks like it's like support Bot Yatifa or something.
We solved the crime.
Oh,
The whipping crane.
let me bring Cliff up here. And he's having, hey, Cliff, we can't see you, buddy. You got to get
No,
some.
he left, man. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm not going to be a part of this.
Cliff,
I got you. Hold on one second. I'm trying to get this thing to work.
Speaks on the roof. Leave him alone.
put you back.
Oh,
down.
that accent feels like home.
What? Yeah, that's.
Did you hear it?
That's Georgia
Oh
boy.
God, yes.
I
Love
heard
it.
too.
That's a Georgia boy right there. Did you? When Cliff gets all set and ready to go, and we'll talk about this.
We should ask him if PCU should be remade because I have a big no on that one.
I don't think you'll know. I don't think you've seen
You
it.
don't think so?
Most people when I ask about PCU, they
Really? It's a sleeper?
Kind of a cult classic.
total sleeper. It's a total. It's actually, I would say the movie PCU is a classic sleeper. Like if you look at sleeper movies like Clerks and those types of movies, right?
Yeah.
People have heard of them. They might not like
I
them.
don't think they've even heard of PCU. Clerks, yeah. Mallrats, I say they hear more of than they would have heard of PCU.
Absolutely.
PCU just got a real burn for a while. We had the HBO and all those things that were constantly running stuff. Like when you got the cable with the deal, and it would have, Showtime be running and Cinemax, and there'd be like 4 or 5 or 6 things that were running movies all the time. PCU tended to be running and running. So I tended to catch it at different phases all the time.
Such an underrated movie. We were talking about PCU on Tuesday's released episode 361, because Ben, for my birthday prize he made me a Portchester whooping crane t-shirt. And it is like, I've been wanting it for years. It's best. There's so many good lines in that movie. It's ridiculous. You know,
Wasn't that Favreau's Virgin Roll? Wasn't that his first one?
Nah,
no.
he was in Rudy.
Yeah, but PCU before Rudy, wasn't it?
PCU was before Rudy.
Yes.
Yeah, and one crazy
dreadlocks.
One crazy summer was before.
Which is where I'm from, by the way.
Oh no, look it up here.
Did you know that?
What's that?
One Crazy Summer's filmed where I'm from, born and raised.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Scared me, didn't you?
One Crazy.
You went, oh, really? Yeah, One Crazy Summer. Nantucket, that's the island, dude.
There
They
once
don't
was
have-
a girl from Nantucket.
That's me. My brother's the man from Nantucket, so don't mess with him.
Actually, you said. Did you say Piven or Favreau?
Favreau.
You said Favreau,
It's Piven.
Yeah, I would have.
not Piven.
Pot-
There's
you-
Piven's in there.
Well, they're
Piven
both-
is in there. Favreau's in there too. He's the one that I said, where's the Misfit shirt? I said, don't be that guy.
So are you
And it
asking?
comes back
okay.
with
All right, guys, slow.
with
Take your
Peter
breath for a second. Are you asking if that Jeremy Piven's first role or John Favreau?
Favreau.
John Favreau's first role, I think, is PCU. I might be mistaken, but I thought that was where it was in the timeline.
Maybe it's that one with
You might be right on that one.
oh, come on.
Let's
I
see.
wouldn't assume Piven got that as his first role because he's the lead.
No, he had other stuff. John
Yeah.
Favreau. What?
Favreau's first role was
The
as a
Jewish
Chicago taxi driver in Folks, 1992. He was an
Okay.
extra in Hoffa. He was in
Who's in
Rudy.
Hoffa? Aha!
Rudy was 1993.
Oh, Rudy was pre-PCU.
PCU was 94.
Okay.
And he was in Seinfeld as Eric the Clown.
Eric the Clown.
Yeah. Who knew that?
And he was in Friends after that. He was one of the few actors that did both of those shows.
Yeah, that was a bad run. I didn't care for that. I don't know why I didn't care for that run.
Now,
That whole
Jeremy Piven, I'm pretty sure that was not his first role.
No, he was 47 when he filmed that one.
Crying out loud. Wasn't he in Ellen before that? These
Uh,
friends of mine. Who knows?
because he goes back to.
Piven goes back
oh.
to Cusack days.
So, okay. So I said Piven's first role was One Crazy Summer. I was kind of right. No,
You were sort of right, but yeah, go ahead. It's the other one.
well, I'm trying to, but I got to wait for you to stop talking. So that was 1986.
Right.
There was also another movie in 1986 that he was in, Lucas, which is another great movie.
Oh, hell yeah. Corey
I could
Haim.
lower my center of gravity.
Corey Haim.
Isn't that the one where Corey Haim claimed that he was ass raped by
no.
that
Kelly Washington was in that
Mhm.
movie. And
Who
Charlie
was the
Sheen.
jock?
Charlie Sheen?
Sheen,
That's the guy. Yeah. Corey Haim claimed he was ass raped by him in that movie.
I don't know. Not up in my ass raping.
It's in
Corey.
a book.
It's in his book.
It's in a book.
A book.
Yeah, that whole Corey thing. Yeah, that's
Yeah, they had a lot of butt play, supposedly. All right, there he is. Let's bring him on.
Hey,
That's the video
speaking of-
fix. There he is from Jayco Contracting. It is Cliff Bratcher. Hello, Clifford.
What's happening? How y'all doing tonight?
Good. Did
Cliff.
you get your video figured
man.
out?
I got it figured out. I had the camera closed off. So, well, the wife figured it out. I didn't. The wife did.
Very simple fix. Very simple fix. So, look, Jayco Contracting and Cliff, one of our great sponsors. If you're in Georgia, you need a roof. That's the guy you go to. I always talk about him. You call him 24/7, not a problem. You want to give out your cell phone real quick so everybody has it?
Yes, sir. It's 770-316-3876.
Boom, he'll pick up. Now, the reason why I wanted to have Cliff on, it's funny because Cliff and I had been talking about just non-related stuff. And this situation happens with my mother's house. She just out of nowhere gets a hole in the roof. Now, Jayco Contracting focuses on Georgia. I'm in Florida, but that doesn't mean I can't call Cliff and get some advice, and figure out what to do. So I'm like, all right, how difficult can this be? You get to go through the insurance gets a hold of the roofer and so on and so forth. Oh my God. It's not even close to that, Cliff. You have to first of all, here's how my situation goes. I'm going to tell you how my situation goes and tell me this is normal. My mother kind of screwed up with her insurance. She allowed the lender to pick her insurance. So it's now through the lender. we have an adjuster come out to her house. All right. Well, first off, I had a buddy of mine, Mitch, thank God, go over there and put a tarp up for me. Right. So then the adjuster comes out like 3 or 4 days later and he says, look, you need a whole new roof. And he's like, I'm going to let them know. You'll hear back from them in 14 days, 11 to 14 days. Okay. Seems kind of long to me. Fine. My mother's 79 years old. She can't do much. I'm like, just get this roof fixed. This is what she has insurance for. And so
was the adjuster sent from the insurance? Just that's important.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. Sent from the insurance company. So she calls the insurance company like a few days later, as I would too, just to make sure everything's still good to go. They said 45 days.
Oh.
45 days. Now, that's crazy to me. 45 days.
It is.
And then they say, that's even if we're going to do it.
Oh.
Even if they're going to do it, even though the adjuster said that she needs a new roof and they should do it. The tarp comes off my mother's roof. What do? You're 79. What if you're a 79-year-old person and you've got no one to turn to? What are you supposed to do? So I, thank God, have a buddy here in Florida that owns a roofing company. He sends his crew over to put it. It's like a thing. Like you just don't put a tarp up there with some rocks. Like you have to like tuck it under shingles and stuff. It's like a thing. So he comes over, thank God, and he does it all for me. So that's my story. Does all that sound like what everybody else goes to? And remember, hurricane season just started June 1st.
Yeah. So a lot of people, the mistakes they make is they try to file a claim without having a roofer already like that they're working with. So most of the time, if you're working with a roofer, they handle everything with the insurance. So the homeowner doesn't have to deal with insurance. So there are times where the homeowner has to get involved if the insurance is dragging their feet or anything like that. But most of the time, once they hire a contractor, the contractor handles it, everything from there. Like they handle everything from the adjustment to the filing claims and all the way until the end of the process from doing the roof.
Okay. So I'm just being a control freak here. I should let him do everything.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now, here's my, I lost my.
Well, that's it. Show's over.
Here's the thing that the roofer guy told me. He goes,
now, who's the insurance, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't know. That's the crazy thing about this is I know her mortgage company and I know the broker that she went through for insurance, but no one can tell me who the insurance company is.
Because
in Florida now, it's probably Citizens.
Yeah, because a lot of people bailed. Or I should say, people's bailed, or citizens.
There's
or
very few left.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you. A lot of insurance companies are, the smaller ones are actually better than the bigger ones, if that makes sense. Like, if you have a smaller insurance company, they take care of you more than the bigger ones. We're dealing with a lot of that in Georgia because we've had a lot of storms lately, whether it be tornadoes, whether it be just thunderstorms, this time of the year, hailstorms, everything like that. But the insurance companies that we had the best luck with are these smaller ones.
Really? So his name's Kevin. So I'm gonna call him this guy. So Kevin with the roof company, he goes, look, when the adjuster comes out, they're going to want you to sign a piece of paper. Do not sign it. Do not sign that piece of paper. So we didn't sign it. Does that sound normal?
Yes. Yeah. The only paper you should sign is with the contractor you're working with. That's the only
okay.
paper
Yeah, I'm doing that this week, actually. So yes. Okay. Understood. So just sign the paperwork with him. And what was it that they were he explained it to me. He was like, you sign that paper, they're only going to give you an X amount of dollars. They're going to try to get you, especially if your mother doesn't understand it. There's going to be, is it like, it sounds like they're after you, like they're trying to cheat you.
Well, so
like a settlement.
Insurance companies are a lot like roller coasters. They're up and down. So like once they start losing customers, then they start buying, more roofs. And then once they get their customers back up, then they start. When I worked the storm in Augusta with the hurricane, and we had instances where they had 85 shingles that were missing and blown off the roof and everything else. And they would send a repair out from the insurance company for 85 shingle repair on a 2,400 square foot roof.
Jeez.
So that is 3/4 of the roof they want repaired. And see, in the state of Georgia, you don't have to the match policy, which means the shingles don't have to match.
Really?
Yes. It's one of the few states where you don't have that law.
Wow. So you would have different policies for different, like, shingles for the roof for different repairs?
Different colors, yeah. So they'll send you out a piece of paperwork and say, we're not replacing the roof. We're going to repair 85 shingles.
Yeah. So your roof would look like Woodstock jeans.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's trippy, dude. I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
It's crazy, man. But
All right.
yeah, so your mother, like, so was it a storm that happened or was it just a freak thing?
We have no idea. I have no idea.
A Florida.
It was
Florida thing.
It was a Florida thing. No idea. One day there wasn't a hole. Next day there was a hole. No idea. But I can tell you right now, it was not her up there. I promise you that. But it's the process has been so wonky, you know. And as I've been going through it, I'm like, I wonder how many other people have gone through this, might be going through this, or getting ready to go through it. You know, look, the bulk of my audience is in Georgia and Florida, right? I mean, those are where the numbers are. Even Alabama, and you know, top 5, even California, right? We all get storms, and we all have to deal with insurance companies, and it's all different per state. But the roofers are fairly similar on how you guys work, right? I mean, it's you need a new roof, you call a roofer, and then the roofer does this. I just don't think that many people know the process. I'm not a stupid person, but I had no idea what the process was.
Well, believe it or not, a lot of people do not know the process. Now, a lot of people too, you know, you got reactive people and then you have preventative people, you know, like, hey, my roof looks bad. I need to get a new roof before it starts leaking. And then you have people that wait till the roof starts leaking and half their house is flooded or got water stains all over it. And they think the insurance is automatically going to take care of it. But, and see, in Georgia, we have to, you know, being Jayco, we have license, we have insurance, we have everything that we need to run the company. Well, in Georgia, you do not have to have a license or insurance to be a roofer.
Really?
Yes.
So you have to deal with a lot of scammers out there.
Correct.
Wow.
Tom, Dick, and Hector show up with a dump truck.
Correct.
Well, so like 3 years ago, a guy was in my mother's neighborhood. Now, understand, my mother does not live in a lavish house. It's a very small house, and it's not a townhouse, but they're kind of connected and, you know, in a row and kind of thing. And this guy comes out and he's like, "Hey, man, I'm doing everybody's roof. You want a roof? I'll do it for you for $6,000. Everybody does it. $6,000 a roof. You want a roof?" And she was like, "Well, that sounds like a good deal. I just don't have $6,000. Can I pay you?"
Oh, yeah.
Can we finance that?
He was like, "No, man, I need the $6,000 cash only, please, right now." You know, I was like, "Well," and so if you run across, you know, a good deal like that, right, and you're going to trust them, right? I mean, which is not a good idea. But Cliff, if you do put on a new roof from somebody like that, do you have a warranty? Does your insurance company go, "Well, a new roof was put on by a non-insured roofer, we're not going to insure it"?
You got the taillight warranty. As soon as those taillights are gone, that warranty's out the window.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's important for people to know, that you might have a guy come through the neighborhood, because look, I think we've all gotten the phone calls from a roofing company, right? And they, whether they're legit or not, hey, look, if so many people in the community do it, we'll give you a good group rate. And then you do the group rate, but then you find out that they're not licensed and insured because you didn't ask beforehand, or they lie to you and they don't show you. Then your warranty's null and void with your insurance company, correct?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And you never had a warranty. So you end up paying, you know, a lot of times your roof was, you know, installed wrong or whatever. I just dealt with that Saturday. As a matter of fact, I went to a lady's house. Her roof's only 11 years old and she's got leaks everywhere. It was not installed properly. But when you don't have warranties and you don't go with the company that is licensed and insured, that's what you deal with. Like, for instance, with us, we can go up to a 5-year, you know, labor warranty from Jayco, and then all the way up to a 40 from the shingle company, you know, and it's all documented on the computer. So like, if we install a roof from Owens Corning and something happens 15 years down the road, Owens Corning pulls it up, and boom, they're in there. That Jacob did the roof on this date.
That's cool.
time.
There you go.
Do you guys know the names of the hurricanes this year? Have you seen them?
I do not.
No.
I saw some of them. I can't remember what they are.
Nah, got nothing.
Okay, so there are more than 21 named storms.
Isn't there a Donna showing up somewhere?
Not this
Yeah.
year.
There is
Donna was a long time ago. Probably retired.
You know.
Yeah, here we go. The 2025 Atlantic hurricane season storms are. Any guesses? Anybody want to throw a guess out there?
Domingo, I think, is coming up.
Ariana.
I think Arlene's the first one, right?
No, Domingo. That sounds like a hurricane. That sounds
What's
like
the A? First one. A.
Andrea or Andrea.
Oh, okay, close.
Okay, I was close. All right.
And believe it or not, they're thinking that may turn into something the week I'm on vacation down in Panama.
Bailey.
Bailey's no. But the second one is a normal, straight up American name.
Brian.
Bob.
It's also the name of a drummer in a very big rock band.
Hurricane Bob coming through.
And the
Brian.
drummer, who's the drummer Bob, Ben?
Oh, I'm sure there's lots of them. You said generic. I couldn't think of anything more generic.
But I said he's the drummer in a big rock band, and you go Bob.
Yeah,
No,
there's a Bob. I just don't know what band he's in.
Oh,
He just got fired from the Who. That was Bob.
Aren't they girls' names first, or they do intermingled now?
intermingled. Barry is the second one.
Barry. Okay.
Chantal,
Oh, I see what drummer you're talking about now.
Quick, Dexter, Aaron, Fernand, Gabrielle. Here, I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be the worst hurricane of 2020. Humberto.
Because I won't be able to say it right. The Spanish stations will say Umberto.
I'm going to go in.
Humberto.
I'm going to pick out the three worst.
That'll be
storms.
the one because the H will be getting all confusing. It's always ones that we can't pronounce right.
I'm going to
Good
pick
luck,
out,
Bailey.
I'm going to pick out the three worst storms. You got Humberto. That's going to be my first pick. The second one is this is just the next storm, but Imelda, which sounds like a name from The Simpsons.
Imelda, really?
Then you've got Jerry, right? Then this is the next big storm, Karen. You know damn well when
That's an
Karen
F5.
people
I want to speak to you, manager.
exactly when Hurricane Karen
Who's in
rears
charge?
its ugly head this year, that will be the talk for 2 weeks, nonstop. Memes galore, reels, TikToks galore.
Yep. Social everything.
Every Karen from every homeowners association bitching
Dollar
and
says
complaining
it's a letdown.
about the water. That Karen the Hurricane is going to be a bitch. Lorenzo, Melissa,
Yep. What? Yeah,
Ne-
I heard that one.
you, Melissa,
I was going to make a Fox joke, but now you're on it.
Nestor, Olga, Pablo, Rebecca, Sebastian, Tanya, and history shows towards the end is when we always see a bad one. So I will go the second before the last named hurricane, Van. And
If
then
Pablo doesn't come bringing snow, the good Lord missed out on a hell of a joke.
Nestor.
Nestor. You think Nestor is going to be the bad one?
Nestor. Yeah. I think
Nestor.
Umberto and Nestor. I think I'm
Yes.
going for the Spanish names.
Yeah. So you, I
Cliff,
mean,
what do you think?
Hernando or whatever it was. I think that's
Humberto, Karen, and Van.
Telling you, anyone that the American and Spanish announcers will have problems differentiating how to pronounce, bingo. That's it. It'll be like,
I'll be honest with you. I hope we don't go through another Helene. That was the worst destruction I've ever seen. So I just don't want to.
where you guys were, yeah. It just varies because we've had where some of them have really messed with us here in Florida or in the coast, like Nicole, and then inland we've gotten hit. You guys get some of it, we don't get it. Georgia gets slapped. You know, just it really varies.
The original path was supposed to go actually where I live, which is Covington, which is about 40 miles east of Atlanta, and
I'm familiar with that.
it shifted. So when it shifted, that's when it hit the Augusta, up to Asheville, all that kind of stuff. But so yeah, I mean it's I've got experience, working in the storms, and I'm gonna tell you that we got in there. The storm hit at 4 or 5 in the morning, and we were there at 10.
Jeez.
So,
The 2004 was the wake up call for Central Florida. That was the trifecta: Charlie, Ivan, and then Francis was, I believe, we had Charlie, Ivan. Who was the other? Gene. And then Francis was like the distant fourth in September that was out in the Atlantic and was supposed to hit one weekend and stopped, did a swirly swirl, and then came back the next weekend. The only reason I know that was because I married my first wife in 2004, September of 2004. And our honeymoon was the weekend Francis was supposed to hit. And we were going to Amelia Island, and it stopped. And then it hit, like we left a day early, and then it hit. And I was like, missed that one. But I can't
believe you got married during football season. I can't believe you did that.
Dude, I learned so many lessons. Because my first anniversary, we got married on a Saturday, so my first anniversary was on a Sunday.
September.
In September. I remember that first anniversary I put together. I thought I was being smart. I was like, I made you a menu for the day. It's just a day of beauty by yourself. I'm sending you to this day.
Sucker.
I don't think she bought it though. It was very.
And this is what the first marriage is for, to learn all these mistakes, right, Bailey?
Stepping
So
stone.
you say everybody needs to get a divorce at least once.
I've always said that. Absolutely. Everybody should be divorced once. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. That's funny.
All right. You want to hang on for the what the fuck video, and then we'll finish things up?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
What the fuck?
All right. This one has gone viral. Everybody's seen it. Is it real? Is it not? That's the question. This is the last part of the undercover FBI agent video on the plane.
Watch how this officer and flight attendant nearly blow this agent's cover during an investigation.
No, sir, there's no problem. I promise you, everything's fine. I need you both to go away, please.
No, you can't tell us to go away. I'm asking to see your ID, please.
I know the law. You do not have to see my ID once I'm seated. The two places you can check it are TSA and when I'm providing my boarding pass.
Are you going to comply, or do we have to get the captain involved, or I can just remove you myself? I just need to see your ID. I know you've already showed it several places throughout this scenario. Sir, hold on.
You see this? To get the fuck out of my face right now and leave.
Sir.
I'm in the middle of something. This is a 3-year case. If you don't leave right now, we're going to fuck everything up. Just go. I'm going to sit right there, and you're going to leave me the fuck alone. You got that?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, sir.
Thank you.
Such a work. That is the fakest video.
The guy cracked a smile.
People are going berserk over this.
That's supposed to be real?
People think this is real. It is. First and foremost, no undercover FBI agent
wears a badge.
Would blow. Yeah, one wears a badge, and two blows his cover because a cop is on a plane. He's going to risk being taken off the plane.
No.
No FBI agent's going to blow that cover. It's just not going to happen.
The guy that was sitting behind him was way more interesting.
Right. Yeah. and the cop, there's a whole long video of this, which is even more suspicious. But the cop, his inflection, it's too stiff. Well, sir, this is a scenario, and I'm sorry. Thank you, sir. He's using words that normal people don't use in real life. This is the worst video, but the internet thinks it's real. This thing's like huge, and I think it's even old.
Is that a plane? Because that is like the biggest area I've ever seen seating wise and whatnot. I mean, if that is a plane, that is even bigger than first class.
That's a training area.
Yeah, I couldn't really. I was gonna say, it seems like it's some sort of training module or something. It's not real transportation that I've ever been on.
It's just, you see some of these videos and you look at them and you go, dude, this is like not real at all. Like most of them.
I wonder if that was like a training scenario from like a stewardess school.
Yeah, I mean, it's something like that. Felt like a training video.
People believe it. People, you go. What's even more entertaining is you go and you read the comments.
I'm so disappointed in people right now.
It just blows my mind what people just.
Oh man,
that is funny. The best part of videos is reading the comments. That is the best. You really see what
you can really go down a rabbit hole in those comments sometimes. Yes. And then it'll be like 27 comments. One guy says one thing, you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then 27 comments underneath his, you're like, should I? Yeah, I should.
Some of the things that people say blow my mind that they
Oh,
actually say
dude.
that out loud.
Well, they don't. They keyboard warrior it into the into the post. That's all they do.
Yeah, but you can still be found, right? I mean, especially
Yeah.
it's,
Do you really want to find that guy sitting there in his tidy whities all sweaty with burger grease on him?
In the mom's basement with his tube socks.
Right.
the internet has killed the world. It's just killed the world. All
Long
right.
time ago, I knew that.
Cliff, we're going to wrap things up one more time. Let everybody know in Georgia, our two peers in Georgia, how they can get all of you if and when they need you.
So my cell phone is 770-316-3876. You can reach out to me personally because if you do call the office, make sure that you let them know you heard it on the podcast, The Bailey Show, so they can send it directly to me, because if not, it will get sent out to somebody else.
We had a couple scenarios like that where I think some people just went to the website. They didn't call you, which I understand. It's easy, jaycocontract.com. I get it. But then Cliff doesn't sometimes get your business. And Cliff is our guy. He's the guy with Jayco, but he's the BS representative. And we want you to deal directly with Cliff Bratcher. That's what
Cliff deals with the BS.
Cliff deals with the BS.
For a long time. So.
Yes. All right, brother, man. Thanks for the information. That's good. Now people know. And look, here's another thing. If you're not in Georgia and you're not, going to use Jayco and Cliff.
We do cover Tennessee as well.
Right. I was just going to say that you do cover Tennessee, but even like if you're in Florida or somewhere else and you got a question, I'm sure Cliff, shoot him a text. That's a cell phone. Just ask him a question. I mean, I'm sure that he'd be more than happy to help you out, because that's what I was doing. Like, I can't use Jayco because I'm in Florida, but I was like, is this all, legit? Is this the process?
Yeah, call me anytime.
Yeah, he's explaining it to me. And I'm like, dude, you need to come on the show and explain it to everybody. Because I guarantee 1 out of 10 people that listen are going to have to go through this at some point. And then this is good information. So, all right, brother, man. Thanks for coming on. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right, man.
All right, we'll see. There he goes. There you go, Cliff.
That's a good dude. We like Cliff. Hey, Cliff.
All right, give us a like, share, follow on all socials at Listen to the BS, please. You can get our socials, everything from thebaileyshow.com. Right now, as we speak, the fastest growing social media for the BS is our YouTube channel. I don't know why. It just is. And if you're not a part of it, I hope you would be. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're a YouTuber by going to YouTube at The Bailey Show, but that's all off of thebaileyshow.com. Like we just had Cliff on with Jayco Contracting. Dude, if you are a business and you want to get the word out, you want me to help you do it, let's have a conversation, get you on board. If you need any of our great sponsors or, like their business, like a new roof or whatever, coconut water, whatever, Once Upon a Coconut, reach out to the people that support this show. It's very important that you do that. They wouldn't be on the show if I didn't believe in them. And they're good people. So please reach out to them. Other than that, I think we're good. Fox, you got anything before we get out?
No, I'm just going to fade into the night.
Fade. I was trying to think of a song. There's no song. All right,
fade into you. Maxi Star.
Fade into the night. What song am I thinking of? Fade into the night.
I think you're making that
Stay
up.
on to the night from Lost Boys.
No.
Lost in the shadows.
No,
not the one.
Oh my God. You get me on a soundtrack conversation. I'll go for hours on that.
Can't do it.
All right, Badger, you got anything before we get out?
Scared to death of Hurricane Karen season.
No shit.
What the hell's going to happen?
Wonder how hard she blows.
Well played, sir.
Yeah. All right. Look, you guys have a great day for today. I always thank you so much for the support. Please support us on social media as well. Share our content to the world. Make sure more people are listening. And we will talk soon. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Till next time, check out thebaileyshow.com. Make sure you like, share, follow on all socials. I leave you with these parting words.
Never got a pink slip either. You know what I would get? A guy would come around to my desk and say, "Get the fuck out of here!"
What do we want to talk about?
Subscribe at thebaileyshow.com. Yeah, baby.